And now our third and last award for the day, the Alan McCann Award. Alan McCann can't be with us today. He was in hospital earlier in the week. He's back and he's doing fine, but can't be with us today, so sadly. It would be very nice if as many of you as possible could sign a card that's over there on the left. But at the moment, let me pass over to Mark for the citation for the
The Alan McCann Award for Cinema Excellence was introduced in 2012 with the instruction that it be given to an individual or organisation that has shown consistent and passionate dedication to improving the cinema-going experience. It will this year be awarded to a company that has done exactly that, completely transforming the sound that contributes so much to the cinema-going experience to such an extent that they justly deserve this recognition by their peers. There have never been any guarantees of continuous success in this industry. Competition has always been strong, and from the 20s to the 1970s, many different cinema sound systems came and went. But through developments such as Vitaphone and Movietone, it was Western Electric that became synonymous with film sound in the average cinema for decades. And after such success, it's difficult to conceive how relatively quickly Westrex sound systems disappeared. So the name is now known only to enthusiasts of film history, whilst Dolby Stereo and Dolby Digital soon became part of virtually every visit to the cinema. Dolby Labs was founded by American Ray Dolby in the UK in 1965, developing audio noise reduction systems for use in recording studios. In the late 1960s, Dolby looked into the imperfections of cinema sound systems, realising that optical sound had always been compromised by background noise that was traditionally reduced by cutting back the high frequency response of cinema playback systems, distorting the output and providing that distinctive Academy curve cinema sound that many of us grew up with. The first film to use Dolby noise reduction was A Clockwork Orange in 1971. The noise reduction was used throughout the production and mastering, but in the cinema a conventional optical soundtrack and equipment was used. By 1974 they developed a Dolby encoded optical soundtrack, and in this would happen while I'm talking about sound, wouldn't it? By 1974 they developed a Dolby encoded optical soundtrack, and in 1975 Dolby released Dolby Stereo, which included noise reduction and more audio channels. Dolby Stereo used matrixing techniques to provide left, centre, right and surround channels. Dolby then developed a digital surround sound compression scheme for the cinema, Dolby Digital, first used in 1992 for Batman Returns. Developments to this 5.1 channel system continued with Dolby Digital Surround EX, which added a rear auditorium audio channel, and then in 2010 came Dolby 7.1, which gave greater control over the placement of sounds within the cinema. Continuing research has been the real secret of Dolby's success over the years. In 2012, at a time when cinema was once again looking for something new to attract the customers, and when several audio specialists have been experimenting with even more channels, in an attempt to provide what has become known as immersive sound, Dolby's boffins showed that they had been doing some lateral thinking and came up with something really new. Rather than simply adding more and more channels with the ever-increasing complexity involved, they introduced the groundbreaking idea of including sound objects, extra sounds that exist as individual entities that can be placed precisely and moved to appear in three-dimensional space anywhere in the auditorium. This mixture of traditional channels and objects, together with an array of ceiling-mounted speakers, effectively frees the sound mixer to move the sound all around you, including a sensation of height, and the carefully positioned moving sounds immerse you in the action, creating a full audio atmosphere and realistically depicting objects moving in 3 dimensions. Dolby Atmos renders everything from dialogue to quiet scenes to whirlwind action with astonishing clarity, richness, detail and depth, and produces breathtaking sound quality which creates a powerful, moving entertainment experience. Dolby have always realised that no matter how sophisticated a cinema sound system is, it must always be practical and cost-effective for cinema owners to install and use, and they're continuing to work with cinema operators to simplify installation and reduce costs. Although the costs involved are naturally greater than for existing systems, Dolby's partnership with cinemas has had the surprising effect that the rate of growth of Dolby Atmos cinemas since its introduction has actually exceeded that of the earlier 5.1 and 7.1 systems over the first few years. This is quite an achievement and no mean feat when we know that there are other competing immersive sound systems fighting for the same market. Dolby's backroom engineers are always looking to develop something new to excite and deliver the full impact that the best movies can provide. So it's perhaps no real surprise to learn that they're currently broadening their cinema horizons from sound to encompass the whole cinema experience. And we look forward to watching the progress of Dolby Cinema with its significant enhancements to the quality of cinema pictures, as well as its use of Dolby Atmos immersive sound in the coming years. Today, we're honouring a company whose success is based on the dedicated work of teams of engineers whose aims reflect those of the Cinema Technology Committee to provide pictures and sound to the highest possible standard, ensuring that movies into which millions of dollars have been invested are shown as the director would have wanted. It's a privilege to present the Alan McCann Award for Cinema Excellence to a company which has shown and continues to show consistent and passionate dedication to improving the cinema-going experience. We'd like to present this award to Dolby Laboratories Inc. for the development of the Dolby Atmos immersive sound system. Matt Desborough, Director, Content Services, EMEA at Dolby Laboratories, will receive the award on behalf of the company.
Your certificate. Of course, there were the days when we put them into frames, but you know, times are hard. It's a great pleasure. And can I say something about Dolby? Because my experience with Dolby is more or less what Mark has just read so eloquently from the citation. But in the middle 70s, when I was the technical consultant to BAFTA, and we ran out of money because the money we'd raised to do the conversion, galloping inflation came along, and we found we had half as much as we needed. We therefore raised another 50% with great difficulty, but we were left without any money at all to equip the place. And I was given the job of equipping the Princess Anne Theatre. Wasn't the Princess Anne Theatre in those days. And I went to a gentleman called Ray Dolby and told him what we hoped to do to have the best picture and sound in London. And he said, whatever you want will be yours. Tell me where it's going to be. I said, Piccadilly. And he came along, and from that day we had the state-of-the-art Dolby equipment, and when something better, even better came along, the equipment at BAFTA was changed, and it was the best always and will continue to be. Now, I'm going to make an announcement of interest to pretty well everybody standing here, that the more perceptive among you will notice a few people with a rather nice little badge here, which is for the Projected Picture Trust. And our watchwords, our motto is preserving the magic of cinema. All the equipment that is now redundant is being kept in a museum. We've just been chucked out of Bletchley Park after 20 years, but I'm pleased to tell you that we are going to move into a special building put up for us in Elstree Film Studios, and there you will all be able to come and see all the glorious engineering stuff that you've worked with for all these years. So it's a case of watch this space, and I will be coming along to Dolby, I'm afraid, because I rather like what I heard in there today, and I'll leave you my card in case you want to get in touch with me. And congratulations.
Few too many witnesses to that request to the
success, if I can say it in my position, is that we are a big bunch of engineers, and at the heart of the company is Ray's philosophy that we want to make a difference in technology and we want to actually improve things. We're given a good hand at being able to do that, and the company has supported that through Ray's influence for many years, and the current board are completely in that vein. So thank you very much for this award, and we look forward to the future working with all you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And if I can finish today by saying thank you to all of you for coming. Thank you again to Dolby for all the tremendous hospitality they've provided. Thanks again to Max and to Bell Theatre Systems for all the wonderful food and drink. Thank you to Mark for coming along and gracing our situation and providing such interesting stories. I know many of you have got some interesting premieres to do over the next few hours and tens of hours. The best of luck to you over Christmas. We'll see you here again next year. Thank you for coming.